Good evening, everybody. Everyone, but I'm not even going to do a second take. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sumo Summary Show. We're actually going to go pretty quickly through this. It's already 11:17 p.m. as I record this. Things got away from me a bit, and I haven't even posted the Patreon matches yet. Got to go do that in a minute. But I did watch most of the action today after I got home from work. And we're just going to go over the winners and losers, look ahead to day five. This, of course, is day four sumo show. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. All right. So, did anybody pull out absent today? No. Roga is going to return, which is interesting. So, I thought that would be perhaps Roga or Hokuto Fuji. Maybe it was something temporary. It could have been flu. Um, Hokuto Fuji, though, I heard from a viewer that he's recovering from a surgery. So, I doubt he'll be back. But Roga is coming back on day five. So, if you never went and changed your contest form, and he's still on your team. You have a chance now to get some wins. We'll see how he fits into the Torikumi, the list of matches for day five when we look at that. But everybody else is still showing up in the top division, so that's great. Let's jump to day four, but we'll start down in Juryo. Uh, I am going to also start publishing the standings page for the contest, and we'll look at that in a little bit. Uh, uh, Down at the very start of Juryo, Waka Ikari is still doing good work down there. The Juryo 13 now a fourth win in a row from day one. He beat Aqua up from Makushita or Makushita. I always pronounce that two ways. People get mad at me. Uh, Hatsuyama got a second win. Let's just see anything. So Koto Eiho got his first loss, so that's a big match there. Whereas Hakuyozan maintains his lead with an undefeated streak. Oshomi went to 3-1. Tomokaze is at 3-1. Shimano Umi is 0-4, not doing well, but Fuji Seiyun at 3-1. Aonishiki at 3-1. Shishi at 3-1. So a lot of these guys are doing pretty well down in the Juro division. The White Bear Shirokuma is at 3-1. Now he gave Asakoryu his first loss, so there's another guy off the leaderboard. Tsurugisho has yet to win, and Ryuden went to 3-1. So in a minute, we'll look at the leaderboard down in Juryo, but it's been narrowed quite a bit, even after just 4 days. Alrighty, going up to Makuuchi, the top division for day four. Toki Hayate started things off with a win over Kageyaki. Kageyaki now in real trouble at 0-4, way down at M16. Going to be headed down to Juryo unless he can really turn things around. Kitsunowaka got a second win. Him and Nishiki Fuji both 2-2 now. Kim Bozon, in very impressive run right now at Maegashira 14, 4-0 start. Thomas Shoho at 1-3. Has Kim Bozon in recent memory? Oh no, look at that. He started 4-0 in November, and that's when. Oh, but that was down in Juryo. Okay, but still, he went on to be the Juryo Division champion. But here, back in September at M12, he started with five losses actually. So this is a great start for him. He had three in a row back in May, ended up 8-7. So let's hope he can do better than 8-7 with this four wins in a row start for the man from Kazakhstan. Okay. Hakuoho first loss, so he's no longer on the undefeated leaderboard. Lost to Shonana Umi, who actually got his first win. Nishikigi went to 3-1 by beating Koto Shoho. Onokatsu beat Midori Fuji. He's now 2-2. This was a fun matchup. If you can catch it on different feed, different channel, I don't know what you want to call it. It's not going to be on my Patreon channel. But Tamawashi versus Takara Fuji, Takeru Fuji. God, I got to get these names right. Uh, Tamawashi, the veteran, winning to go 4-0. And Takeda Fuji, that's his first loss. So he's off the leaderboard. Him and Hakuoho both losing on the same day for the first time. Chirana Umi 2-2 now beating Meisei. Oshoma 2-2 beating Mitake Umi. Takara Fuji, the longtime veteran, is winless. He lost yet again today to Ichi Yamamoto. Chiyoshima is maintaining his undefeated streak. He's 4-0 by beating Endo, who's 1-3. Then we had a fun matchup, and this is where I'm going to use my app. So Ura pulled off one of the kind of almost famous now Ura moves, uh, called Sutaizori. So you might be like, what's that? That's not Yorikiri, that's not Hataki Komi, it's not Ushidashi. It's a fairly unusual move. So let me stop sharing for a minute. So I've got this app that shows you the Kimarite with kind of an illustration and then the Japanese, and then it has what it is in English. So I'm going to go alphabetical, go to find it here. Here it is. So I don't know if you can read the English, but that's almost exactly what it looked like. And the man falling down would be Takayasu, and the man with kind of like him over his shoulder would be Ura. And it's underarm forward body drop. And I guess Ura pulled it about a year ago. He's one of the few guys that tries this. It's more of almost like a judo move or something. But a fun Kimanite in that match, and that's over on Patreon if you want to check that out. All right. Not a Kimanite you see very often. So Ura is 2-2, Takayasu's 2-2. Gonoyama went to 3-1 by beating Hirada Umi. Wakataka Kage beat Atami Fuji by also a somewhat unusual Kimarite. So I'll go one more. Ooh, sorry. I'll go one more time to the app, uh, and it's Katatsukashi. Okay, so I got to get these names right here. So under shoulder swing down. I know I'm in the tiny window, so you're not going to be able to see that, but just take my word for it. Um, and yeah, very good move by Wakataka Kage in that match against Atami Fuji. Um, sorry, something in my teeth. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so Wakataka Kage evens out at 2-2. Shodai got his first win of the tournament. Maegashira 4 against Sekewake Wakamoto Haru. Both men are now 1-3. Oho looking very impressive today against Daisho. That was an impressive performance, and he looks on fire. He's at 4-0. Daisho drops. Both men entered that match 3-0, but Daisho is the loser to go to 3-1. So nobody in Sanyaku now, other than Hoshoru, is undefeated. So Daisho, but still, very good position, 3-1. Abi beating up Onosato. Abi now 3-1. The Komusubi, the Ozeki, Onosato 2-2. So struggling a bit at the beginning of this January tournament. Hoshoru against Takanosho, and Hoshoru just looking very strong again today. Just looks in total command, and I believe completely that he is going to win the Yusho, unless the wheels just come off the bus or the cart or whatever we say. Takanosho, unfortunately, just what a slate. He had to fight all three Ozeki and the Yokozuna in the first 4 days. He didn't get a win, so he's 0-4 now. Then probably the upset of the day is Kirishima beating Koto Zakura. But if you look at their head-to-head, Kirishima has won like 11 of their previous 15 matches. He had total domination over Koto Zakura, and he continued it today. He got his first win at M1 to go to 1-3, and Koto Zakura now, he's basically out of the Yusho. I don't want to say he's completely out of the Yusho hunt. He's only got 3 losses, but you're not going to get promoted to Yokozuna by losing 3 of your first 4 matches, and the level of opponent he's lost to a Komusubi, a Maegashira ranked wrestler, and a Maegashira ranked wrestler. So, the Abi, if he just lost to Abi, not a big deal, but losing to these two rank and file guys and losing 3 in a row, he's done. Even if he finished the tournament 12-3, he's not going to get promoted. So, unfortunately, all of that talk, a lot of fans were really excited about a double promotion and all that that's all gone now, guys. Hoshoru can certainly win. Uh, Whether he'll get promoted to Yokozuna or not, Jun Yusho and a Yusho, that's open for debate. Some people are saying, look, the guy has never won as an Ozeki before. There's reason to maybe think that they won't promote Hoshoru. They'll make him wait one more time, and he has to have one more good performance in March. But that we can talk more about it as we get closer to the end. But yeah, Kotozakura is not going to be the next Yokozuna. Uh, it's done. And that's a shame, but that often happens. The celebrations he must have had uh, following his win in November, etc. Maybe the pressure is getting to him, all the talk about his promotion. Who knows? But hopefully he can at least bounce back and put in a good performance this tournament. All right, and that brings us to the final match of the day. And this is where we have to talk about Tobizaru taking on the Yokozuna. Tobizaru beat Terunofuji way back in like 2023. But excuse me, you would have thought, okay, Terunofuji should win. He's obviously dominant in their head-to-head. But Tobizaru got the Kimboshi today. He got the gold star victory, and Terunofuji didn't look good. He should have won this match today, and a different Terunofuji would have. And so this is where I kind of now, looking at the first 4 days, he's 2-2 Terunofuji, and his lackluster performance today. I don't think, guys, he's going to make it, and gals, I don't think he's going to make it to day 15. I think he's going to lose a few more, probably get to 5 losses, and then pull out of the tournament. Uh, there's no reason for him to be there in some respects, uh, other than I think Hoshoru should have to beat him. You should have to beat a Yokozuna to become a Yokozuna. But yeah, yeah. I don't see he's just not up to snuff right now, Terunofuji. But he's gonna still show up for work at least for the next few days. But I would be very surprised if he makes it all the way to day 15. Okay, so let's look at some of the other things before we look at the day 5 matchups. We've got the tournament leaders. So there is your leaderboard in the top division. Hoshoru is the only high-ranked Rikshi, undefeated at 4-0. Then you've got Oho, Chiyoshoma, and they're both high-ranked Maegashira. And then we've got lower-ranked Maegashira, the unassuming Tamawashi, not somebody you would have predicted maybe to be in there, and Kim Bozan. So those are your 5 guys who are on the leaderboard. Oho will of course fight Hoshoru, and Chiyoshoma will probably get a chance at the Ozeki, but neither of these guys will fight Hoshoru for a while unless they just continue to win and they get to 8-0, 9-0, something like that, because they're way down the Banzuke from where Hoshoru is. But yeah, I can see them matching Hoshoru up with Oho maybe this weekend as a fun matchup, especially if they're still undefeated at 6-0, 7-0 type of thing. And Chiyoshoma probably will get a shot as well if he continues to win. Down in Juryo, just 2 men now undefeated, Hakuyozan, and all the way down at Juryo 13, Waka Ikari. So congrats to them on great starts. And then we got a bunch of guys here at 3-1. Look at that. A whole screen full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. One off the pace. So still very wide open tournament down in Juryo. And I'm sure if we pulled up a similar chart for Makuuchi, and we can look at it really quick. How many guys are 3-1 in Makuuchi? It's a sizable number as well. And then you get your lower divisions. So, yeah, sure. Let's jump back in. Okay, so Toki Hayate 1, Hakuoho 2, Nishiki 3, Takara Fuji 4, Yamamoto 5, Gonoyama 6, Daisho 7, Abi 8, and Tobizaru 9. Yeah, so there's 9 guys down, sorry, in the top division who are one off the 4-0 pace. So, it's a lot of guys who are right together, vying for the lead. So, again, still really too early to talk about a significant leaderboard. Okay, day 5, tomorrow, Thursday. Again, I'll be at work if you're a Patreon person, and I'll have somewhat limited coverage, but I will get home and tape matches for you guys. And then Friday, I get the day off work. It's a surprising day off. So I'll have full coverage on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's great. Okay, let's start down in Juryo. Any major matchups that we should be aware of here? Uh, hmm. The two undefeated guys don't have any significant opponents in sense of what their record is. Here you've got a Fujiseon versus Aonishiki match, both men 3-1. So only one will maintain his one loss. And again here Asakoru Shishi, both 3-1. And that's about it. All right. So we got some Juryo action. I'll have some Juryo matches for you if you're over on Patreon at the weekend for sure, as we see who's kind of more in the lead. Jumping up to the top division for day 5, January 16th. See some of the big ones. Hakuoho has winless Kageyaki. Kim Bozan undefeated has Nishiki Fuji. Takeda Fuji has Koto Shoho. 1-3 versus 1-3 here. Midori Fuji Shonana Umi. Tamawashi undefeated has Meisei. That's a long time head to head. They fought each other, I bet you, 30 times. Let's see. So there's Roga coming back at Maegashira 8. So 0 wins, 0 losses, 4 absences. That's the way his score will look. And he's got Endo, who's only 1-3, so not a bad opponent to start back with. Takayasu has undefeated Chiyoshoma. Tobizaru Ura, always a fan favorite this match. The crowd went crazy when Ura pulled that Kimarite today. Uh, yeah, you would have thought he won the Yusho. Winless Takanosho has the other Maegashira one, Kirishima, who's only got 1 win, so there's an interesting matchup. Daisho versus Wakatake Kage, Abi versus Wakamoto Haru. So we've got Komusubi versus Sekewake crisscross there. Then we've got Kotozakura Shodai, Oho, undefeated against Onosato. That's a fun matchup right there. Hoshoru has the hapless Atami Fuji. Be amazing if Atami Fuji pulls an upset. I can't imagine it happening. That should be a win for Hoshoru. And then Terano Fuji has a fairly confident Gonoyama, who's 3-1, had a really good match today. So I wouldn't call that one for the Yokozuna at all at this point. And if he loses another one, 2 in a row, that might be enough. I honestly, I don't even know if he'll make it to day 10, Teruno Fuji at this point. But we'll see. So that is the matchups for day 5, and I will have most of the second half action for you. Let me just look real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll definitely have these 8 matches for you over on Patreon tomorrow, starting with the Uro match versus Tobizaru. And then, like I said, Friday morning, I don't have to go to work, so I will put up a highlights of the 10 or 11 matches before we get to the Ura match, kind of in quick highlight form. I'll tape the overnight NHK highlight show. Okay, so standings. 764 of you enter the contest, although one of those people is me. So 763 of you and one of me. 3 people in the lead: Rick Swolazeki, if I'm pronouncing that right, and Norseman, all with 22 points. And there you can see their team. Okay. And 7 people in second place: Nikkei Show, Marky Las Vegas, Music Tourist, Lil Will, okay, Brother Bede, Brutus K, all with 21. And then you can kind of go and check. The link will be down in the description. See where you are. I am unfortunately way down. Although Kirishima got a win today, so that helped my team. There I am. I'm in the eighth place group. 177 of you are ahead of me. I have 15 points. I picked Hoshoru. That's working out well. Wakatakage, okay. Kirishima, uh, I don't know. I wish I'd picked Oho. Takayasu, you know, better it would have been. I don't know who's doing well. Chiyoshima. Takeda Fuji, I mean, who knew that Tamawashi would be the good pick in that group? And then, like many of you, I have Hakuoho. So, doing okay. Just gotta hope that Kirishima and Wakatake Kage can start getting some wins, and Takayasu at least gets 8 this tournament, gets his Kachikoshi. All right, quick and easy. Gotta go post those Patreon matches. Try to get those up before midnight my time. And then I got to get to bed. Got to go to work early tomorrow, actually. We're having kind of like students come from other schools to take our entrance exam to go to our private school for high school. And I've got to do interviews and proctor exams. And we none of our students come to school tomorrow. They all get to stay home and have a study at home day while other students come from around the prefecture and from far away, in fact, sometimes to take our test because we offer the IB program at my school. Some students come from pretty far away to attend our school. And we have dorms. They can come live in the dorms and things like that. And we also have pretty good sports programs. We have a good soccer team, a good basketball team, and a good baseball team. So that's very popular for the students who are interested in the academic side. Okay, can't think of anything else. So see you tomorrow for day 5. Thanks for hanging in there. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Okay, peace.